Friends, regarding supportive lights, you can look at the long, thin strip light section from this part here. And when you reach the strip light section, you can support the lights below in this way. Again, it's beneficial to increase the area affected by the same lights. If you increase the affected area, when combined with the enhancement from the other light, it will produce a nice result. Look, I brought this too, and I placed it here like this, friends. Like this. From here. And again, you can adjust the intensity of the light. It's currently set at 30. I haven't made any adjustments here for now, friends. From here, this code will multiply it together. If you do, it will take the same settings on that day. Let's do it like this towards there. The TV will come here, friends. That's why I'll show it in the industry section. You place it here. Then we will rotate this. Let's do it like this, friends. Upwards 180 degrees. Let it come like this and stay here. This will stay behind the curtain. This is the situation here. So you do it like this with long, thin lights. A light source like this. Again, if you want to extend this, like this, you can extend it. It's quite simple, quite easy. As you can see, friends, you can do this in very simple ways. You can do it here as well. This part is a mirror, friends. That's why you say mirror in the section that says class in the asset part. You press enter. Look, there's a roll here. You took a single click on the Silver Army and you placed it here. Friends, as you can see, this part has become one. It has become the same. This is a situation. As I said, if the lights are insufficient and you want to support the lights, again, you can add a light source from here and place a square light source downwards. Friends, just like we did here, we will also conduct tests for now, and we will look at the results of a few proportional tests. Friends, let's say I made a setting like this. Look, we still need to do the coatings. We will do and change the coatings starting with the materials within the state. Friends, it's an easy topic. I pressed the icon from here and created this as scene 6, friends. Now, to take a render, there is this photo icon. At the top, look, you press the image icon. Some resolution values appear below, 2K, 4K, 6K. In these types of render engines, don't go much below 4K, friends. I selected 4K. When it says 16 by 9, look, a strip appeared. It won't take anything outside the strip, friends. It will take what's inside the strip. Look at 4 by 3. Again, it won't take anything outside. Square, 3 by 2. 1 by 1. It automatically adjusts to a perfect square ratio. Friends, this one, 16 by 9, or original. I wanted it to take full screen. I set this to 35 as my own setting, friends. I will do it this way and look from here. As you can see, like this, I say update, again, to my work. It saved the update. I pressed render. From here, let's say D5 from here. Let's call this render results. Let's say render. Let it save here. It saves as an image PNG. The time here increases or decreases depending on the speed of your graphics card. Friends, when the time is up, look, with my graphics card, it will take about 1 minute to render. There might be a difference between the visible part of the render and the render screen, a quality difference, meaning the resulting render might be of higher quality, so please wait. And according to the amount of light here, let's see if our light is insufficient, if it has come in too little, or what kind of supportive things we need to do. We will be able to see them in a moment, friends. Yes, the render time is over. Look, it took 1 minute and 17 seconds. By saying open folder, you open the relevant folder. Double click image PNG. Look, as you can see, it's quite clear. It's a very nice render. Actually, we don't have a problem with the lighting. We can see everything clearly. However, we need to make some fine quality adjustments. Look, the textures and materials here also look very nice, friends. At the same time, our lighting also looks quite sufficient. There is no problem at the moment. I won't comment on the ceiling part because it's not visible, but for instance, the part I'm looking at right now, if you look at the darkest areas, and if the darkest areas are clearly visible here as T, friends, it means we have no problem regarding the light. For now, the light is sufficient, and we can even reduce it in some parts. Friends, regarding the light, yes, I clicked on a different place. To get to this screen, you say close, and to exit from here, you press the cross part over there. Friends, as you can see. Now, regarding textures. We've sorted out the light for now, but there's the quality settings part. We'll do the quality settings part, at the very end of the render. I just took a render to see a screen in the render test to see the values. Friends, we will adjust our quality settings later. Our current light level is quite sufficient, friends. If you want, you can also add a tree in front of the pot. This could be a tip, friends. For example, it slightly warms up from here. Let's have our camera come like this from here. When you place something here, when you place a tree, look, now from the asset section, if you want, you need to close the part that says mirror. Go to the model section. In the tree section, look, in the tree section here, there are various trees, and some of the trees are free. Friends, you can see them. So from here, let's go in the form of a tree. Let's see what's there. We need to see them. I think there should be a listing here. Free only. Yes, in the section that shows only the free ones. I said to show only the free ones in the natural section. Look, we have our trees here. There are different trees. For example, let's place a tree like this. I clicked here. Let it come like this. You know, the light and shadow inside might be different. So to change the ambience there, you can place a tree or adjust its level like this. You can bury it a bit more into the ground. This could be a technique, friends. Look, there are tree effects here as well. Hold on, let it come. There could be an effect like this. I actually want to think of this shadow inside so that it creates a nice effect there. Let this come like this. I lowered it. It can be pulled. Friends, let's see. It might be to break the effect there a little and change the image in the background. You can play with the main idea as you wish, friends. You can play with the terrain here. You can make it 29 if you want. I just left a few effects here. Like this. Let's just do it like this. Let's do a little, we overstated it this way. Yes, or you can increase the intensity. Increasing the smart intensity is important. Now look, a shadow has fallen here. It has actually left a nice effect. We can make adjustments like this. When I switch to scene 6, will it set my settings again? Here. In this way, in our next section, friends, we will move on to the texture settings in our scene. Texture settings are really important. We can make the settings here bronze or gold. Plating. We can change the carpet on the floor. It has its own carpet. It has nice carpets, friends. We will continue by changing the other textures.